Right now in this country, there are about 700 debt relief agencies, and I would say about 675 of them are debt settlement services. And what they do is they say, okay, you will pay a certain amount of money each month. And it's usually less than what you're paying for all these creditors when you take the monthly payments and add them together. And they will just, the company or the agency will just take that figure each month out of your bank account, and they do that religiously every month, take it out of your bank account, and they just hold it. And they establish an account, and the money grows. And as time passes, they will then make an offer to a creditor. And they say that they'll offer them 50%. We're going to offer each one of your creditors 50%, and we have a good track record, and they'll take that 50%. But the problem is, it takes about 5 years or longer. And somebody is first and somebody is last. So the ones that are first, second, third are usually the smallest ones. We're going to settle with the smallest creditors first, offer them 50%, and then we'll work our way up. But they're not going to get to some of these bigger creditors for 4 or 5 years. If it's a 5-year plan or a 5-year program, somebody has to be last, somebody has to be second to last. The problem is, once you fall behind with these creditors, because they tell you, don't pay these creditors in the meantime, don't pay them anything, you're just going to pay us this payment every month, which we're going to accrue. After about 8 or 9 months, these creditors, of course, are calling, bothering, they're adding over the limit fees and late fees, they're upping the interest rates, and then they sue. And so fine, you call the agency and say, help, I'm being sued by a creditor. Well, sorry, we're not going to get to that creditor for another 2, 3, 4, 5 years. That's one of the big ones. Well, what do I do? Well, go to the court and good luck. So a lot of those people end up filing bankruptcy, but they have already paid this agency thousands of dollars over the past several months. Plus, whatever they settle, it becomes taxable. Because if a creditor voluntarily agrees to take less than the full amount, like they're going to agree to take 50% of what they're owed, voluntarily, they are required to issue a 1099 form at the end of the year to you and to the IRS. And then you have to pay tax on the portion, 50% let's say, that was forgiven or canceled by the creditor. Now if you file bankruptcy, of course, these debts are eliminated. Charge cards, personal loans, doctor or hospital bills, and it's not taxable. Now there's also a few that are reputable, maybe 20, 25, and we have a list of those. And what they do, the ones that are reputable, is they contact the creditors to try and get them to voluntarily accept a lesser payment. Then they come back to you and they say, okay, you were paying X number of dollars per month, but if you come with us, this program, it's going to be lower because we contacted each one of the creditors and we got this one to take a lower interest rate and this one went from 22% to 10%, but it's a voluntary program. Some of them go along with it, some of them don't. And they might say, well, these 3 creditors would not agree to anything, so you have to continue to pay them. They want 24% interest. They just will not deal with us. The rest, fine. You will pay this amount of money each month, and we will divide it among these creditors, and nobody will sue you, nobody will call you, nobody will bother you, because they've agreed to accept a lesser payment, and they will get that payment each month, and they have lowered the interest rates, lowered the monthly payments. So that's the other one that you can do if you were not, wanting to do a bankruptcy under Chapter 7 or Chapter 13. But we have so many people that go with the first one because it sounds too good to be true. Oh, all my creditors are going to take 50% and my payment has been cut in half. And every month that agency takes a payment for themselves, they take a fee, but it doesn't work out in most of the cases because these creditors, some of them are not going to wait 3, 4, 5 years to get paid. And they have the right to sue, they have the right to go to court, and if they sue and they get a judgment or a lien, and of course they would win in court because the money is owed, they have the charge slips, they have the billing statements, of course they're going to win. Then they can freeze your bank account, they can put a lien on your house and ultimately force a sheriff's sale of your house, they can seize your furniture, they can seize anything you have of value like stocks and bonds, they can seize your car. Anything you have of value is fair game.